So question 1, what are 3 tips to prepare for handstands? So 3 tips to prepare for handstand would be opening up forearms and strengthening wrists. And so that's why we did those plank poses. We also wanted to strengthen core. We held plank pose for that reason. You also want to open up your hamstrings, which is the back of your legs. And you actually also want to open up your quadriceps because you need those to kick, as well as strengthening your glutes, your butt muscles. And then last but not least, your side waist. Yeah. All right. Why do you use the wall in L-shaped handstand? We use the wall in L-shaped handstand because it's easier. So why I teach L-shaped, I'm coming in. Just done quite a bit of yoga, so here we go. So L-shaped handstand on the wall, why I do it is because a lot of people have fear of kicking up, doing it the opposite way, which we also did today. So I like doing both because it builds strength. It also builds courage, which makes it a little bit easier when we turn around. So that's why we do the L-shaped handstand. Where did you learn this technique? I have no idea. Where did I learn L-shaped handstand? Maybe Laughing Lotus, I think, in New York. We used to do a lot of stuff against the wall. So I'm going to say maybe Laughing Lotus, New York. What other classes on the site to prepare for handstand? So there's a couple of handstand practices on the site. If you go to the body focus, playlist and look up inversions, you'll be able to see all the handstands on there. That would be the place to find it. If I have wrist sensitivity, what do I do instead? So if you have wrist sensitivity, then you're going to put your forearms on the ground and take dolphin downward dog. So essentially you take forearm stand instead, or you just take downward dog and lift one leg up, 3-legged downward dog, and not bring the shoulders over the wrist. That takes a lot of weight out of the wrists. Yeah. What are 5 poses to counter handstand practice? Okay. I feel like we should talk about what countering means. So generally when we work on a peak pose, we're opening up and strengthening particular parts of our body. And then after we do the peak pose, we want to counter it, meaning we want to do the opposite. So we want to open up what's been strengthened, and we want to shorten what's been opened up, right? So for handstands, like I said earlier, right, we're generally opening up triceps and lats. We're opening up quadriceps and hamstrings, and we're engaging core. So great things to do for after handstand would be back bends would be really good because it opens up the front body, which has been really strengthening in order to go upside down. And the back body is generally quite open, so it shortens. So back bends are really good for that. And then any kind of chest openers, supported fish would be another great one, again, to open up pecs, open up chest because of this kind of movement going into handstand. So those would be things to counter, yeah? How long did it take for you to achieve handstand? I'm still achieving handstand. Some days are good and some days are not so good. I've been practicing, I think, for more than 20 years. I don't work on handstand that much because I go in and out because I have a lot of instability in my shoulders. So I think that when I was able to hold handstand, I just had a baby a year ago, so I'm coming back to it. But it probably took me like 10 or 15 years. And specifically, I think because of my body type, because I'm very, very open, right? Then it's harder to hold handstand because you actually need quite a bit of strength. So it also depends on your body type and also your relationship to fear and being upside down. Yeah, great question. Why did you choose the songs to playlist you made for today? What was the process? So the playlist today was mostly R&B, and I based it off of a song by Beyonce and Drake that I really love. R&B for me makes me feel very light and makes me smile, and I feel like I need lightness and a little bit of kind of feeling to go upside down. So that's why we played R&B today. Why did you close the practice with Nadi Shodhana? What does this pranayam do? So Nadi Shodhana is alternate nostril breathing. That's how we ended the practice today. And essentially Nadi Shodhana does a couple of things. It balances Ida and Pingala, which are the masculine and feminine energies that essentially swirl around Shushumna, which is your main energy channel. And so because we did most of yoga is asymmetrical, meaning that one side is doing something different than the other. I like to close with Nadi Shodhana because it kind of balances out both sides. So that's what's happening on one level. The other level is that it's very internalizing, and inversions are quite external. They bring up a lot of energy, right? They give us a lot of energy. And so Nadi Shodhana gives us this opportunity to kind of go back inside to settle the nervous system, to prepare either for meditation or shavasana. Yeah. Is it okay to have a slight bend in the elbows in handstand, or should arms be very straight? That's a structural thing. I think that a slight bend in the elbows, I mean, especially if you hyperextend in the elbows, the biggest thing you want to do, think less about whether or not the elbows are bent and more as like, are my arms really engaged? Do I feel strong? If you have like quite a bit of a bend, like a slight bend would be okay. But if you're like bent a lot, then the likelihood of you being able to actually engage your arms to push up is going to be a lot harder. And you're more likely to face plant, which isn't so fun. But if you have a soft bend into the elbows, or especially if you know that you hyperextend, then A-okay. That's what I would say to that.